when you are going to spend on it, it's an investment you're doing, and everyone wants the return on an investment when they do. I've been doing this. Since I've made this product, and it is working brilliantly well. I am 15 days on it, and it's brilliantly doing well in my own routine. Hello everyone. So I was getting asked one question quite frequently on social media about what is the TheStillWin RESET OS. So from the couple of few days, you've been seeing that I have launched a product called RESET OS and what it is. And not many people have an idea what it is. Is it something that resets us? Is it something that when we wake up next day we're going to be a new person? Or is it something extraordinary? So to answer all of these questions, you will have to watch this whole video. I'll try to make it as short as I can, but I need to explain everything. I will also show you a glimpse of what it is. So let's get right into it. So the TheStillWin RESET OS is a operating system. Okay, so OS for operating system. It is a 30-day system for reclaiming your focus, your energy, and your nights. So focus is when there's in this today's world there are a lot of distractions, right? There's phone, and then there are a lot of distractions that distract us from our goals. Then we will also have things that drain us mentally and physically, and we don't have the energy to work for our goals. And then there are our nights which we spend scrolling YouTube or TikTok or whatever we're doing, and we don't take sleep as seriously as we should, and we don't sleep in time. And let me get you this straight: sleep is the most essential thing you need to do when you're working for your goals or you're trying to be better yourself, because you need to have energy to work, and you get that energy by sleeping on times. Now before I get all that group type of speech, let me just say that I'm not a professional. This is what I think and what I kept in mind while making this product. So there are 5 aspects of it. Alright, so there's a morning protocol, then there's a afternoon focus, then there's an evening reset, then there's an emergency reset, and then lastly there's your track your progress, as you can see on my screen. So morning protocol consists of 4 habits. Okay, so there are 4 habits every day you need to follow, like some set of things you need to do every day you wake up. They take at most around 1 hour, but you need to do them to have the rest of your day go better. A lot of times when you wake up you hear a good news. Alright, so a lot of people are like, yeah, we wake up and want to hear a good news, right? And when you hear good news, your day goes better. Am I wrong? So similarly, when you wake up and you open your phone and you see notifications and messages, and it's something you don't like, it is bad. So imagine how your day will go. If the positive has a positive impact, the negative will have the negative impact. So it is like that, and like you don't have to rely on your mood. That's why these 4 habits will help you get through that. Then there's a afternoon focus, where you lock in deep work with focus blocks and micro goals. Focus blocks are things you need to focus on. Alright, so there are few things I compiled which I believe that any person or any being or any human being who is trying to become a better version of themselves every day compared to them who they were yesterday, they need to have some things they need to focus on. So like, if there are a lot of things we do in everyday life, but there are things we need to focus on. And then there are micro goals. So obviously everyone has a goal in their life, okay, but you're just not going to work for it, right? You have milestones, you have micro goals for that. So every day set micro goals, set milestones which you can achieve. That helps you also get further, and it also gives you motivation for a bit. Then there's emergency reset. Emergency reset is more like when you're working, you get a notification and you click it on, and then you're again scrolling YouTube or TikTok or messaging someone. So that is when you do these things, and you do these 4 steps, and it helps you not get distracted. There are not just 4 steps to stop you, but those 4 steps also help you arrange your phone in a way that it doesn't distract you easily as it is right now. Then there's track your progress. In this workbook, in this Excel workbook, we have a progress chart where you can see everything about your progress in charts grid. And let me show you as well progress charts. So as you can see, there's week 1, day 1 to 7, week 2, day 8 to 14, then day 15 to 21, 20 to 28, and then day 20 to 30. So every habit or everything you do is being calculated for you, and then you can actually reflect upon it. And you can also see your graphs. Like a lot of people like to see the progress, and here you have. So yeah, sorry for the glimpse. Spoilers. So your roadmap about this workbook is that let's say first thing you do is when you open the 30-day tracker, and when you open that, you have something called 30 days calendar, and that is as like there's a morning protocol, there's an afternoon focus, evening reset, and daily metrics, as we discussed in our dashboard. So here, as you can see, there are cells. Okay, so this is 1 cell, 2 cell, and then like 30 days, 30 cells, 30 columns. So there are 4 habits as we discussed, and then there are 3 things you need to do for afternoon, and then there are 5 things you need to do for evening to reset yourself. So this is where you actually track yourself. Every day when you do these habits, you need to come here and then see that if you have done or not. And if you've done it, you just simply come here, then you can just do a Y. That means you've done it. If you have done it, or if you didn't do it and you missed, then you can just come here and tap an N, and you didn't do it. And all this is being recorded in your progress charts. So after you do this for 30 days, you will have a good idea of what you have been doing. And the best part of this workbook is that it's a one-time investment on yourself. What you can do is that if you're not happy with your 30-day score, what you can do is just select the cells and you can delete them, and then you can do this again for another month. So, and this is how it is. Then there's another thing which we said, do anti-scroll setup. Anti-scroll setup is like you redesign your phone. Okay, so it takes 15 minutes. You can just 15 minutes spend your time on your phone, and so it takes 15 minutes, and like you can spend 15 minutes on it, and then you have it like it pays back forever. Just you need to do a few things on your phone to not make it distract you. In anti-scroll setup, we have 3 actions. Okay, so there's 1A, 1B, 1C. Simplify your home screen. So the heading is that simplify your home screen, where you can do certain things you can do certain things and like make it be less appealing. So like when you open your phone, you don't have a lot of apps in your home screen or a lot of distractions, if I had to say. So it helps you with that. Then there is log focus blocks. So focus blocks are, as I mentioned, there are some things you need to focus on, right? So this is where you put a task, put a date, you put a time where you have to do, and then you put a duration till how that task is. A lot of time it is study first. So let's say you input a date, then you put a task that you have to study. Time of the day when you're studying, let's say you're studying at 3 p.m. and how much you have to study? You have to study for 1 hour. Okay, you completed, you just tap Y, you completed. Phone free, that's the catch here. So a lot of time when we study, even myself, so when I study, I often take my phone, and there it goes, 1 hour gone by and I don't even realize it. So do you study phone free? This is where it matters. If you can have your attention, your focus on your studies, not pick up that phone, you're doing very great. And if you haven't done that, like as I said, you can just delete thing and then restart over for another month. But you need to do this for a month, okay? So this is a 30, and then if you aren't happy with your progress, then see where you went wrong and then do it again. It is not that, oh, I missed that one day, let's do it again. No, it's not like that. You have to do 30 days and then restart. And then we have dopamine reset. Dopamine is okay, as I said before, I'm not a professional, this is just what I think, so yeah, need to be careful. So dopamine reset is where dopamine is a chemical, alright? So as far as I understand, it's a chemical which makes you happy. So when you do something, you get happy, and that is where dopamine comes in. So dopamine is reset is the habits, okay, in check-ins you can say, and it's a 3-day log, okay. It's not a long thing, it's a 3-day log, and it takes 3 days to like reset you with that. So it has a lot of tasks or habits you need to do. As I said that in the 30-day tracker there are some habits. Same here, there are some habits which you need to focus on or do. What you need to do and focus on to if reset that feeling you get. So the next time you're doing things, you're not relying on your mood, you're not relying on dopamine. You're thinking logically, you're thinking rationally, and you know where your priorities are. Then we have weekly review. Weekly review is like every Sunday, 10 minutes, you see what you were doing. So there are some metrics, okay. So focus blocks completed count, like the task you wrote, are they completed Monday to Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you have weekly average. Then there are morning protocol. Did you follow it Monday to Wednesday? Did you follow it Thursday, Saturday? Did you follow it on Sunday? And then there's a weekly average. There's a progress calculator, okay. Your progress is being calculated, so you can reflect upon it. Then there is average phone free hours per day, okay. So a lot of times we need to see our screen time, and it is often more than we expect, okay. So write it down there. Then there is average mood and energy, like 1 to 10. What was your mood today? What was your energy? How was your energy? Just write it down, okay. So this course is somewhat journaling. You need to see what you are, where you are. So this will help you notify that. If you don't know where you are at your journey, you can't move forward, right? You don't know how close you are, you don't know how far away you are. So you need to do that. Then there are wasted nights. The nights where you didn't slept on time but was doing scrolling, or you were late out with friends. So that's just, you need to write that down, okay. Don't feel guilty about it, just write it down. When you write it down, you will automatically see that what you did affected your growth, and then you will already try to fix it, okay. Then there's emergency set use. So how many times did you relied on your emergency reset to reset yourself from picking up your phone or any other distraction? So write it down. Then there's a part 2, weekly reflection. So here you have to write some notes, okay. So of course things they are in mind and it's very hard to convey them into words, but do that. It helps a lot, and I mean it. Just trust me on it, it helps. So what went brilliantly this week? What went very good? Write it down. What triggered the most escapes? Escapes are when you are studying and you pick up your phone. So that is the escape, okay. So just write it down. What triggered the most escape? What happened that made you go back to your phone? Then write down one habit you will strengthen next week. So that's it. Your consistency in the gym is very weak, and of course going to gym is a habit. So let's say that I will try to be more consistent in the gym for the next week. I write it down, okay. So after things we plan but we don't write it down, and often of time I have seen that it doesn't happen. So whenever I have a plan, I write it down, okay. And as far as it's going, I am always able to do things I write. one environment change I will make. Okay, so you have an environment in your, or if you wherever you are, you have an environment, right? So let's say your environment is quite noisy. What are you going to do to change that? Let's say your environment is quite it's very quiet. What are you going to do to make it more lively? Or what environment change are you going to do to make your performance in your work better? Then there's a commitment statement for next week. Let's say you are committed to doing a certain task. Okay, what is it? Write it down. So there are things that you need to do. Okay, I know it is not easy to come to a come to a book and then write it down. It's not easy. You have to open it and everything. But this is why it costs money, because often things we get for free, that just another tab open we never see in our life. Okay, so when you are going to spend on it, it's an investment you're doing, and everyone wants the return on an investment when they do. So this is an investment on yourself and need to come on it. Okay, so this is not something you can buy and you can get and then you just put it away, not even come to it. So that is not for it. And if you are thinking that this is going to change you overnight, don't think about it. It is not. It is a 30-day boring thing. It is very boring, but I've been doing this since I've made this product, and it is working brilliantly well. I am 15 years on it and it's brilliantly doing well in my own routine. Then there is a daily log. So of course, as I said, you can reset, you can just select the cells and delete them, and then you can do that again. So there are habits. Okay, before you touch your phone: morning routine, afternoon routine, evening, and then everything CD set and everything as we discussed. And then I also showed you progress charts. So this is like that. Okay, so everything you do, everything in the end, you can just come here and see. If you like charts, you can come. If you like numbers, if you like percentage, you can see here, and you can also try to aim better for the next month. So this was it for my little product I made for everyone, and mostly made for myself. And if you have any further questions about it, or if you think there are more changes, feedback basically, I am more than open to hear that. You can comment me down below about any suggestion, opinion, or feedback if you have any. And this is it. I will attach the link where you can get it in the bio, and you can get it. Thank you for watching.